Hello, just wanted to talk a little bit about Redfall. I've been playing the game for about 12 hours, trying to do a lot of the side quests and the missions, if you can call them missions. Um, Playing on Game Pass Ultimate on PC, very important that I say I'm playing it on PC because I do realise that a lot of people are having a really bad experience, especially on console, and some people are having a bad experience on PC, depending on how their PC operates or whatever. But I think I've been quite lucky, considering the only sort of glitches and bugs that I've had have sort of been enemies just sort of moving without moving the legs and moving backwards as well. I had somebody sort of spazzing out on the floor as well. The worst thing that's happened to me was my torch glitched out and stopped working, and I had to restart my game and come back to a checkpoint or whatever. That's been the only issue. I've not had any game breaking bugs. I've been quite lucky in that regard. But everything that they're saying about this game is true. From sort of a development standpoint, it is unfinished. It does feel like it's been half baked. You know, the missions are very lackluster. The story isn't interesting. You know, I've got no interest in reading any of the sort of like notes that are dotted about. You know, the side quests and the main stories are like, it's fetch quest, go here, pick this item up, come back, go here, kill this enemy, come back. The vampire nests is a nice idea, but again, very, very similar. And the whole getting the loot at the end of it, 40 seconds to get the loot and get out, that's a nice idea, quite like that. The safe house missions are basically just all the same. And the world is very empty. You can go from point A to point B and not run into any enemies, which is a little bit disappointing. The game itself, for me anyway on PC, looks beautiful, gorgeous. Really, really amazing art style. But yeah, the voice acting's off. The AI has been probably the most worst part of it. The fact that my character that I've picked is Joshua, I think his name's Joshua or Jonas or something. He's a stealth character, he can go invisible, he can mark enemies with his raven. But if you level up the raven too much, it alerts enemies to your position, which just defeats the whole aspect of him being a stealth character. Stealth itself it's pointless. I've tried to stealth in this game, doesn't work. I've tried to use a silenced pistol, I've tried to sneak up behind people. The fact that you can just punch somebody in the back of the leg and they drop down dead. I mean, this is an arcane game. Do you know what I mean? And I've been really trying to sort of see through all that and see try and see the good, like the best of a bad situation. But I was playing last night and I remember everything was getting a bit repetitive, and even the traversal is just off. Do you know what I mean? You can't, sometimes you try to grab onto a ledge and you can't. And I finished the whole, for that game when I was playing it, I thought the map, Redfall, was the actual game itself. I thought that was the whole game. And I did everything I did all the side quests, I did everything, I did all that. I got the skulls to progress and killed a hollow man, killed him. I thought, right, end boss, this is it. Game over, finished, I've done it. And then it goes into this other realm, and then you come out the other end, and you're in this other bigger map. And I just rolled my eyes, and I was just like, I cannot be bothered to continue. Until it's been sort of fixed. I might revisit it when it's been fixed. I've not had a chance to even play cooperative, because you can't play online with other people. There's no public matchmaking like there is in sort of Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or Dead Island or Dying Light, drop in, drop out co-op. There's none of that. You basically have to host a game, you have to invite somebody from your friends list. When they join your game, they can't progress in their story, they can only progress in level and guns. So all the sort of story beats that I'm getting, I'm progressing through the game, and then they go back to their game and they're basically where they were before they started. And it's 2023 and this sort of thing shouldn't really be happening. And it sucks, because I was looking forward to this. I love arcane games. Dishonored is one of my favourite franchises of, like, it's definitely up there. One of my favourite stealth games. They're the king of stealth. Prey. I loved Prey, even though it wasn't Prey. It was a game, and then it had the Prey name attached to it. Deathloop was alright. I enjoyed that. Wasn't massively overwhelmed by it, but I still played it and thought it was great. And this is just, compared to everything, it's just really, really disappointing. And I think it stings a bit more because this was Xbox's first AAA title after Forza, under this new acquisition and everything, and it's sort of like, what is happening at Xbox? And I tell you what, if you, and I don't really like saying this, but I've been worried about Xbox since the Don Matrick thing, since Don Matrick and that Xbox One. I kind of feel like Xbox have just been sort of struggling. They've not really released anything exciting outside of Gears of War, Halo, and Forza. Forza's a great game. Gears is a great game. I've not really been a big Halo fan since 343 took over it, but that's a personal preference. Halo Infinite's a joke, and I really don't know what is going on at Xbox. And if, I'm excited for Starfield. Starfield is right up there. It's definitely my type of game. Sci-fi, first-person shooter, exploration. But if you're not worried about Starfield after this, I don't know where your head's at, because I'm very concerned about Starfield. I'm hoping that we get something at this next Xbox showcase. Paris Lily tweeted out today, who's part of the Kind of Funny crew, and if you don't like, whether you like Kind of Funny or you don't, they are relevant in the gaming sphere. They're having Phil Spencer on the Xcast in an interview, and I really feel like the whole industry is just going to be watching that interview and hoping that the Xcast crew hold, or at least ask Phil Spencer what is going on at Xbox. Why is it just, it feels like it's just L after L after L. Is it a management problem? Is it a leadership problem? Is it a communication problem? Is it a hands-off problem, being too hands-off? I don't know. But I think they really need to ask some burning questions to Phil Spencer, questions that we're all thinking, and really get some sort of transparency, some clarity, and there has to be a bit of accountability as well, because Bethesda hasn't come out and apologised for the state of Redfall. Phil Spencer's probably the closest thing that's come out and sort of said we need to do better. Redfall, Arcane itself haven't made a statement or anything. It's bizarre what is going on at Xbox, and this isn't like a fanboy thing. I fucking love Xbox. I owned 4 Xbox 360s. I had the Red Ring of Death 4 times, but still carried on buying the console. That's how fucking good they were, and that was their peak. Xbox 360 was their peak, and they've just lost it. They've lost the passion. They don't seem to be that aggressive. They're one of the biggest, most richest companies in the world, and they're sort of timid and shy. They don't seem to be at the forefront and sort of, being vocal and being aggressive, and it's sad to see. PlayStation 3 had a poor generation, the start of the PS3 anyway, but they managed to pull it back, and then they had the PS4, which was arguably one of the best generations ever, and that was because Xbox gave them a fucking own goal. The PS5's selling well. There's a lot of great games on PS5. Xbox has had some good games, but yeah, it's. I know I'm kind of bothered about this Kind of Funny interview, because I know that there's going to be some sort of PR to it, and they'll probably give him questions and go, well, these are the questions we're going to ask you, and he's probably going to cross, I don't want to talk about Redfall, I don't want to talk about this, I don't want to talk about that. But I really hope that interview is going to go, like, it's going to give us a bit of like, right, okay, maybe just something, because they just seem lost at the moment, and it's really, really sad to see. I hope Redfall's a banger. They've bought all these studios. I genuinely think that they should just take the loss with the Activision deal and just pay the fine or whatever it is, and just leave it. You know, I was watching a video today of somebody talking about why don't they start doing timed exclusives, buying games either for a year and then so they're first on Xbox, and they would sort of at least attract people to the console and so they have to play it there first and get a bit more excitement around it. It just seems, you know, crickets. But that's it. So I think I'm gonna sort of stop playing Redfall. I might revisit it when it's been patched, but I genuinely don't think that game can be fixed. I think it is just sort of like, I think they should tweet something out and just say, look, we got it wrong. We'll try and do better, and just fucking scrap it. And you know, but it's unfortunate to say that, but you know, because the gameplay was actually fun. The gunplay was actually fun. You know, the characters and stuff were kind of enjoyable as well, but you know, it was, yeah, I don't think I can carry on playing it in the state that it's in, but I did try. I was level 12, if that's any context. I've really tried to sort of get on board with it. I might still dabble with it, you know, but I heard today, you know, if they can't be bothered to release a finished game, then why should I finish it? And it's a strong, you know, statement. So that's it, I'm afraid. I know it's a negative video, but you know, sorry about that. All the best. Hope you're all having a good day, and we'll see you again on the next video. Bye bye.